Hey y'all, what's up? I'm back again. And today I'm actually finally giving y'all the story time of the girl that was my friend that was a Pisces, where I was like, ooh, Pisces people are crazy. Now again, this is just my experience. It is not to say that all Pisces women are bad, because they're not. I know a couple that are real chill. Just this encounter just so happened to be interesting. So I'm not gonna give her like a name or anything because it's not that deep. But I met her at work, and I didn't really talk to her all in training. But afterwards, I got introduced to her by another coworker, and then that's how me and her got cool. Now, the girl would take me home from work on her way home. Cool. Now, she did that for a good 3 weeks. And then she was telling me about her sister. Now, mind you, me and this girl were the type of friends that we hung out at work, and then if she just so happened to be taking me home, it was like, okay, well, I'm just about to take you home with me, or I'm about to kidnap you because I don't really want to take you home yet. Okay, well, but we go to like Walmart and, little places like that, so, run little errands. I had no problem with it at first because I'm like, I'm getting errands done too, so whatever. Now, she was telling me about this girl that she was telling me was her sister. Now, I don't have a problem with people's families or friends. I've just come to notice that people's families and friends tend to have a problem with Ricky. I guess because I'm different and pretty outlandish, but whatever. Now, I didn't know that, she had a sister outside of the sister that she had here already. But later on, I found out she had a whole lot of siblings. Okay, cool. So she brings this girl out from another state to come and live with her because that's her sister. Okay, cool. So, something in the pit of my stomach. Y'all know how y'all have a gut feeling about something? Something told me that me and this girl's relationship was going to change now that she brought this other girl in. I didn't know how, but I just knew it was going to change. So, whatever. Now, I was going out with them, hanging out, because like I said, me and this girl go to work together. So by the end of the workday, I'm ready to go home. She ready to go home. Okay, we about to smoke, and she about to drop me off. Okay, cool. Now, like I told y'all, she was doing this for a good 3 weeks. So at this point, I done spent the night at her home. I'm chilling with her, me, her, and the sister. We vibing, or so I thought. Now, one day she asked me, she was like, hey, do you want to come over and watch movies with us? I said, bet. Now, she had a video shoot to do. We go with her to do this video shoot. Now, we ended up being at this video shoot all night, and it was just so exhausting. So, I was a little upset because I was like, well, if this wasn't a move, like, I could have stayed home. Like, you made it seem like this was going to be quick. You ain't made it seem like we was going to be doing this, like, all night. But, whatever. We went back to her crib, and I rolled a blunt. Now, let me tell y'all how this went down. When we initially got to her house to pack up for the photo shoot, I rolled a blunt of her weed, right? She was aware of this. After we got back from the video shoot at about like 3 in the morning, she knew I wrote another one. Now, her sister and I was smoking on it. Now, pay attention to this. We were smoking on it. This girl fell asleep. Now, because like, you know how you watching people fall asleep? Like, because people be like, no, I ain't sleep, or I ain't drunk, and then you just watching them, watching their mannerisms, and you see them kind of like, you know, falling off. So, that's what Shorty was doing, because she was sleeping. So, I was like, okay, cool. That's whatever. And she went to sleep. So, I never passed that same blunt. I never passed it back to her, because she going to sleep. Like, I'm not about to keep waking you up to smoke with you. So, I go in to give the weed to the girl whose home I'm in. The friend, the coworker. So, she like, alright, I'm going to be out in a minute. Because she was in the bathroom, you know, taking off her makeup and, you know, taking a photo shoot off of her. So, I'm now have this same blunt, right? I need y'all to pay attention to this. I got this same blunt, right? That I was smoking on with the sister who fell asleep on me. I'm still holding on to it, waiting on the homegirl to come in and smoke with me. Because mind you, this your weed. I done rolled it. I'm going to smoke it with you. And now maybe this is something that I should change about myself. I told her this. I was like, we just got real comfortable with not saying anything to each other. Like, we just got comfortable. You feel me? But I'm going to get to that. So, my friend never comes back into her bedroom where me and the sister are, right? Sister is not. Mind y'all, like, need y'all to pay attention to this. Sister is not, right? It's like 5 minutes that done passed, because mind you, I still got this blunt in my hand. About 5 minutes go past, I go out in the living room, and my coworker, friend, is sprawled out on her couch, sleep, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I was like, alright, bet. Now, mind you, I can attest to maybe I can understand how they came to this conclusion, but then again, I was just like, how you handled it was crazy. Now, since both of them had went to sleep, I was already irritated. I had wanted to go home and I couldn't go to sleep. I finished it. But I finished it the next morning. Because if me and the sister originally smoking on it, right? That's half of it. I'm trying to give it to the homegirl. She ain't coming out in time. I'm still puffing on it a little bit. It's getting smaller, you feel what I'm saying? So at this point, it's damn near a roach. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm waiting for said people to smoke with me. Because now I'm up. Like, I'm just like, alright, well, can we watch a movie or something? Like, I'm that person. So I have to calm down a lot. So, she sleep. Like I said, it's a roach. Next morning, I'm the only one up. I finish it. Now, again, the only reason I did that is because it was like, well, it was a roach. Hell, I pretty much smoked it by myself anyway. Not intentionally, but whatever. Now, I left. Me and the girl left because she had to go to her other job. She dropped me off home, and we was going to link later that day. Later that day come, right? Of the next morning. I get a text from Shorty. And when I say Shorty was lit, like, I still had the text messages. I mean, if I read them all, it'd be a long-ass video, but Shorty was wildin'. She was like, hey, I don't have no problem smoking with you, but my sister said you stole a blunt from me, and I spent $50 on that. And I was just like, hold up, wait a minute. Now, Ricky smokes weed every day. Every day. It's almost a problem. Okay, but I was just like, when did I? Now, in my head, I was thinking, I did roll one when we got to the house. You told me to. Okay. I rode that other one when we got to the crib. You knew about it, because that was the one I was waiting to smoke with you on. Are you insinuating I rode a third one? So, in the midst of this, she's like, yeah, I need you to cash at me $20, woo, 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 because I spent $50 on that pack. I was like, all right. Now, this is my thing. If I took something, I'm going to let you know. But I'm going to pay for it. Like, I tell people, hey, let me get that, and I'll pay you this for it. Like, or if you feel that, hey, you've been looking out, I should give you something, just ask me for it. Like, if you really my homie, and I've let you know you my homie, all you really got to do is just ask me for something. Like, hey, Ricky, let me get $20. Like, all right, bet, here you go. Like, and it's been times I done offered this girl money, like, for gas. Like, okay, she was taking me to go see some cars, right? My goofy ass put in the wrong address to the GPS, and we ended up somewhere across town than where we were supposed to be. So I offered to fill her tank back up. I was like, oh, shit, like, you right, dog. Like, let me fill your tank back up. She was like, don't even worry about it. Now, I can't stand people that do this. If something bothers you, and you know you ain't gonna bring it back up, then you can say, okay, don't worry about it. Like, if it's really no sweat off your brow. But if you know it bothers you and you know it's gonna be a little hurting on you, dog, let somebody, you know what I'm saying, fix their wrongs. Like, I don't like that type of shit. Like, if I see I fucked up, if I feel like I fucked up or I see I fucked up, let me correct it. And then you telling me I can't, don't then be like, oh, well, now you did it. Like, no, bitch, I don't. Like, that's crazy. So, like I said, I've offered to give her money, and she wouldn't take it unless she left her card. Like, if she left her card somewhere, then she'd be okay with me flipping a tab. But it ain't never too often that she's done that. So, now, I call her, because I'm like, hey, what happened? I'm like, your sister fell asleep, dog. Like, that ain't what happened. But I'm like, hey, don't even worry about it. What's your cash app? I'm going to send you $20. Like, don't even worry about it. She was like, well, this and that's going on. She said this, woo, woo, and then she hangs up on me. I'm like, now, I got bad service in my home. So, my phone tends to hang up on people. So I gave it the benefit of the doubt and was like, all right, let me call her back so she don't think I hung up on her, because she real tight right now. And I get it. Like, anybody would feel a way about theft. You feel me? I get that. But I'm like, one thing is if I'm so-called your friend, like you claim I am, then you can ask me versus accusing me. You feel what I'm saying? And I felt like off rip, it was like, oh, I was waiting for her. Like, I just knew it. Like, sis, I live by myself. Like, girl, I don't need nobody for anything. Like, that's not, no. So, now mind you, this sister moved down with her and get no job. It was just like, this girl wanted to be babied. It was so ridiculous. Like, So then, after she hangs up on me, I call her back. Now she like, well, my sister right here. Tell her what you told me. I'm like, I have no problem with that. I'm like, dog, you fell asleep. Like, that's why I never passed it back to you. And I took that same one to her. She fell asleep, and then I finished it. Now, if that's what y'all saying I did and I fucked up on, okay, send me your cash app. But if you're insinuating I wrote a third one after that, that did not happen. And then she hung up on me. So I'm like, okay, y'all are too childish for me. If y'all ain't gonna talk like grown-ass people, because I kept asking them for the cash app. Because my thing is like, I'm not about to argue with my friends over petty shit that I can, over like money or weed or blood or something like that. Like, if I got the money for it, then bet. And if I don't, I'm not going to indulge in nothing without the permission of my homie. You feel me? So, I'm like, what is this about? Like, now mind y'all, I've been told y'all I had the funny feeling about this girl. So, after that, I block her. Like, I blocked both of them because I'm like, I done already tried twice to get the cash app. I done already tried twice to, rectify the situation. You keep hanging up on me, so I block you. Dog, when I say it was like, whoosh, like, oh, you stole from me, bitch. Da, 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 da. Now, mind you, I was just her pet name for me. like, she gave me a nickname. So I was just her nickname when she was like, hey, can you, like, give me the $20 for the bud? I spent, like, you know, money on that. As soon as I blocked her in, like, a whole 20-minute span, bitch, you stole from me. You better not come to work. Oh, that's your life. Da-da-da. And I was just like, are you serious, dog? I'm going to call the police on you. Like, it ain't that serious, especially over the weed. Like, how you sound? Like, okay. So she was just going off. Like, she texts me from multiple different numbers. I'm just like, girl, you are ridiculous. Like, you're ridiculous. She was like, oh, you think I care about going to jail? Da-da-da. I'm like, you do. You do. Jail ain't for everybody, dog. And not with Corona, bruh. Like, no. You tried it. So I was just like, it's not that serious. You either gonna let me give you this money or you just gonna be mad. Like, I'm grown about situations like that. Like, if it's a misunderstanding like that, no problem. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? But this person just wants to be mad. Like, I don't get it. So after that, I came to school. I came to work. This do sound like some high school ass shit, don't it? So I come to work, right? And when I tell y'all, I saw her in the most compromising position ever. It's like shorty was bawling. Like, she was going through something, respectfully, and I ain't gonna tell her business like that. Like, she was going through something, so she was very much in distress. So I was just like, whatever. Because after that, I told my mama about it, and I was just like, my mom was like, well, here, be the bigger person, give her the money back for the 3 weeks she was taking you home from work, and then give her, you know, a little $20 sack of weed that, you know, she think you owe her, and be done with it. Like, you know, fuck her. Oh, I don't think I have to, because I'm like, you was taking me home from work as a friend. Now when it's mad day, you want to run a tab. Sis, pick a side. Like, I don't like people like that. Like, either you doing something for somebody or you not. Like, if you gonna run a tab, let somebody know that. Like, hey, dog, I'm letting you know this. We might be friends, but I'm running this tab up. So, I might want to take out some exchanges or withdrawals every now and again. You feel what I'm saying? So, how much time I got? Okay, cool. So, I'm like, that's crazy. So, I ended up giving this girl over $100 plus 2 grams. You feel what I'm saying? Only because I don't mind shit like that. Like, because I told her, I'm like, dog, I think what it is you and me just got too comfortable. You felt like I stole from you. I'm like, why would I steal from you? You was helping me. I mean, don't get me wrong. People do dog ass shit like that, but I'm not a dog ass person like that. Like, I don't have it like that to be a dog ass person. Like, I feel like you gotta at least have some type of ego status or something. I don't got none of that shit. I'm too basic. So, like, I just told her, I'm like, dog, all you had to do was ask me for the money. Like, if you was ever hurting on gas, like, could have asked me for the money. If you wanted me to put in on weed, because she was like, oh, I should have saw the red flags. You always take weed, but never brought weed. I'm like, sis, I go to work from home, and then I go home with you. And then you take me to your home. At what point can I get weed? When do you ever ask me for the bread? Like, hell, you don't ask me, I ain't gonna offer. Hell, like, that's just people, like, and you never asked me. So when I offered, you told me no. So shit, I'm not gonna beg you to take my money. You sound fried. So after a while, it was like, all right, cool, whatever. So we squashed it at that point. Now this was the thing that kind of gave a kicker to me and my mama. She was like, the very next day, after her whole situation, when I gave her the whole exchange, it was like, look, dog, I ain't got no beef with you. You just crazy. Like, now we need boundaries. Like, if we gonna be friends, that's cool. Because, like I said, I don't have no beef with you. You just believe somebody without even asking me what the fuck happened. But I'm like, here. It ain't no sweat off my brow. And here's some money for the 3 weeks you was taking me home. Like, it ain't that serious. But, boundaries, okay? I'm no longer riding with you. You feel me? Like, Because what happened here? Nah, you got me fucked up, dog. Like, because do you know how you spoke to me? Like, that shit's ridiculous. Like, because then the next day after that, like I said, when she came to work, she wrote me this whole Triple Crime production book talking about some, hey, like, I can really see us being those friends that have businesses and taking trips and be old ladies and da-da-da-da-da. Like, because, I mean, I have an LLC that I'm using. she was just telling me about LLC ideas. So I was just like, okay, well, what are your goals? Like, I'm legit trying to talk to this woman about her goals. Like, all right, well, what's your goals? What's this? What's that? Oh, well, let me see this, and let's write down this. And she just was not on it. So I was just like, all right, that's on you, bruh. Like, so after that, she was like, I didn't need your weed or your money to prove a point. Now, this is where I was just like, yeah, you did. Like, yeah, you did. It's okay. Because what me and my mom kind of had talked about was, I told my mom, I'm like, I would have respected her more had she kept the weed but gave me my money back. Because if you genuinely wasn't hurting for the money and you wasn't losing out on no gas taking me home since I'm on the way, and you was just being petty, you would have been like, nah, Rick, I'm a keep the weed because you was smoking with me, you know, and I was smoking you out or whatever, so I'm going to keep this weed. But here go your money, dog. I was really just being petty. Like, I'm not losing no gas, you know, taking you home. Like, then I could have had a respect for you. But it was the fact that you said all that, and it was just like, whatever. And then she would just have these little moments where she would just go in the day, she just would not talk to me. And I'd just be like, what is wrong? Now, mind you, she older than me, like, by 4 years. So she about to be 30. I'm about to be 26. So I'm just like, sis, you older than me. Now, what gets funny about this story is the sister, now that she's, you know, brought back up into the story, her and the sister fall out. Right? Her and the sister fall out. Now, mind you, this is when I learned, because after me and her get cool, her and the sister fall out. This was so crazy to me. Now, when her and the sister fall out, she got her a job at her other job. So now her and the sister working together, but at a different location. The sister wanted the girl to buy her a lift home to her house because, you know, they live together. And I agree with her on this. Like, why am I paying you? Why am I buying a lift for you to get home and you have a job and you just spent over $100 on bud? Like, fuck I look like? Now, I do agree with her with that. Why would she? Like, that makes no fucking sense. The sister decided to walk from the job to the house. So that's an hour and a half. And she mad at my friend for not buying her a lift, but she was just like, why would I do that? And that's your money. So after they falling out, right, she comes to work, tells me about it. I'm like, okay, well, you not about to go home. You feel me? Because like I said, I peeped how she came at me. I ain't for the shit, so it's just like, I'm like, dog, no. I mean, I don't fight, but understand, I will call the police on you quick, fast, in a hurry. Like, I'm not with that shit. Like, we grown, dog. Like, if you can't talk it out, go on about your business. Like, so this girl was 19, and my coworker was 29. So this is like 10-year difference. And I'm like, you got so much anger in you, dog, that you're not going home. So what you about to do is you about to come home with me. We about to buy some bud. You about to, you know, relax, and then let her leave when she leave, because the girl, my coworker, went through the girl phone and saw that the girl was texting another girl that she called her sister, talking about some talking bad about my friend, my coworker, right? So she screenshot and was like, yeah, you better get out, So like, she's telling me all this. I'm like, yeah, dog, you're not going home, so you might as well just come over, buy you a sack, and then you go home tomorrow. Mind y'all, this was like a weekend, so it wasn't that bad for her to, you know, be over there or whatever. So she does that. She, you know, she spends the night over here, and we talking, and this is when I asked her, I was like, did it ever occur to you that how you talk to people, because I had to remind her, I was like, do you know what you said to me? She was like, I really don't remember. I was like, that's crazy. And that's when I knew I didn't want to be friends with her anymore or take our friendship seriously, because I was like, there's no way that you're going to be my friend and talk to me the way that you did. Like, that shit is crazy. My actual friends, we do not put our hands on each other. We do not threaten each other and none of that shit. So, long story short, she was just like, yeah, I don't feel like it's my karma. Now, here's where karma plays. Now, remember how the sister told her I stole a blunt from her? Now, that's when you discrediting Ricky as a smoker. Like, bro, I smoke too much weed to only steal a blunt from you. I'm just saying. But I buy my shit. But here's where karma plays into it. The girl, my coworker, leaves my house the next day, right? And she goes back home. She texts me talking about some, bruh, why this girl stole all my weed, bruh. Like, all of it. I was just like, Now, when I told her this, when she first initially said, my sister says you stole a blunt from me, I told her, I was like, bro, this girl in your house all day, every day. I hope she ain't stealing from me. Man, how you sound? That's my motherfucking sister. You sound dumb as fuck. Da 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 da. You mean the same sister that when y'all fell out took all of your weed? I was like, hey man, don't even worry about it. At least you bought some weed when you was over here with me. Let that shit, you know, be no sweat off your brow. She gone, whatever. It was just crazy. I just felt like she just didn't like me. Like, it just got to a point where I was like, yeah, you're just a jealous friend and I don't want it. I'm glad that we not cool. So, whatever. Then when I dyed my hair green after I quit the job, because I was like, man, I don't need this job. Like, fuck, I can work for myself. Fuck out of here. And she would come into my lives and won't say nothing. Like, that's the weird shit. Like, girl, something wrong with you. Like, something's wrong with you. Like, you're a hater. Like, you are a whole hater. So yeah, she would just be like, so when I dyed my hair green, she was like, oh, you trying to be like me? Because her hair was green. I mean, not as vibrant as mine, but I mean, okay, whatever. But girl, you act like can't nobody dye their hair green. Girl, the next hair color I'm going to do is purple. Then the next after that is red. I might do yellow and purple. Like, girl, relax. I was just like, I'm Ricky. Like, a hair color don't mean nothing because you and me already live two different lifestyles. So we already not the same. So she was just like, ah, ha, 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 ha. After that, I was just like, girl, bye. Like, sometimes the universe removes people or show people to you when you least expect it about themselves. But I ain't gonna cap. I genuinely wanted to be her friend because, like, it was parts of her that was, like, super cool. But that girl was just, I don't like jealousy like that. If I'm cool with you, I want to see you win and we gotta win together. And you not, nah. She couldn't control her emotions, so I'm cool on it. But that was the time that my so-called friend kind of came from my neck after believing her play sister about something that wasn't true, and then they ended up falling out. It was basically like watching my person get their karma. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, the universe will allow you to see people get their karma sometimes. Well, that's it for this story time. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, share this video with anybody, and, you know, peace out and stuff. I'll see y'all in the next video.